I just want to say first off, just thank you guys for taking your lunch hour to come down here. I met these guys back in February, and we were at a cryptocurrency convention in Mexico. And I went down there with the intention of meeting people that were doing things on the blockchain that were not just about the financial side, that were doing applications and building, and more than that, they were a team that was like interesting to be around and aligned with what I wanted the world to be. And so I found these guys, and we've been connected since, and they found each other in a lot of similar ways, and a really interesting story. But I think it's probably better told from Dwayne, who was the visionary for this. He really was we call him the kernel, like he was the seed, the kernel that started it to get us all together. And so why don't you talk just a little bit about like our team and sort of how we got to Knoxville?
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. And thanks, Scott. Scott kind of likes to organize some great events for us. So just to be here and have your time, yeah, it's pretty special. So thank you. And Mary Helen. Yeah. So CSX, I'll just give you a little background on myself. I'm from the middle of Canada, wide open prairies, not much going on, and been involved in cooperatives and had lucky enough to get into crypto really early. But I was always looking for, I guess like Scott mentioned, something beyond that trading. The trading and stuff wasn't my forte. I tried, didn't win. So that evolution was really nice to be introduced to crypto and Bitcoin. And I remember the first person that told me about it was like, look, this is going to give us, the responsibility to be our own banks and take all this. And I'm like, that's never going to work. You know what I mean? Banks aren't going to allow this, and it's just not going to work. And then as time went on, I guess in the very beginning, just the excitement to see there was new systems to be transparent and to keep ledgers that, at least in my businesses, were kind of what was a missing part. There was so much administration, all the other parts of business that we were good at a certain part, the front end, but keeping all this manageable and keeping equity and getting people to have a stake and just participate was difficult. So as the progression of crypto went on, you kind of started to see more user cases that applied to us, because I just wanted to use this. I wanted to put something on a blockchain that made sense, that you didn't need to be a techie, that just would use those fundamentals to create more value. So in the early day, I met Trenton way back when in one of our first conferences, Bitcoin conferences in 2014. And after that, I started a company called CSX. And it was, I guess CSX was originally, now it's Community Starts Here, but it was community-supported exchange. And that community-supported exchange was kind of that old paradigm of exchanging tokens of value. And thank God we didn't really get into that. and it really didn't work. The risk and the stress, and it just didn't really fit my values. And we fast forward today, and now that value is a little bit different. That our communities and instead of that exchange of tokens, it's exchange of ideas. It's exchange of values between our teams, and it's an exchange of, I guess, different values. Instead of that exchange of a token, it's an exchange of a two-way communication. We are using a new platform that has evolved so much, that has layers in it that we can govern ourselves and really bring in people that have value that usually wasn't rewarded before. We put in our work and we get some US dollars at the end of the day, but there's all these other values that we feel important to us, that finally we have a system that if we participate can reward us. And thankfully, being genuine to that state attracted people with the same values and the same missions of, we want to create something new, we want to bring in communities, we want to be rewarded for what we're doing well, and that's really attracted kind of the like-minded clients and customers. Now thankfully, with this team, I had a vision of where I saw what kind of apps and what kind of simple things we can give to the average user that's not crypto-based to integrate them into this new world. And thankfully, the team kind of saw the values of my long-term business of what my current clients could use in crypto. So I've been involved in industrial hemp for 20 years, and we supply paper products to people that make rolling papers. It sounds kind of funny. What does rolling papers have to do with any of this? But this client has rolling papers in every single place around the world. So the amount of people this product touches is quite incredible. So now I guess the trust of us working together for 15 years, and I'm always telling them crypto, we should do something, and nothing really resonated. But now to show them you have some marketing here, and you're trying to pretend almost that you know what the client wants. You're shouting at them. There's a big pot of money that just kind of leaves, and maybe not enough metrics to see if it works. And thankfully, people keep buying rolling papers. But at the end now, they see this as a way to engage that customer, to give them some value for their voice, for their feedback. So taking a little bit of that money and actually saying it's on the table, and how about you tell me what you think the marketing should be? How about you participate in this survey to get more information? And it's very simple to start with, but just little steps to bring them in to then show them, oh wow, I never knew participation would mean I could be a customer and owner of this company, that I can all of a sudden get on the same level of this whole enterprise. So instead of separating them as just a user and a customer, we now can, with baby steps, bring them in. And at one point, there'll be an aha moment that, wait a minute, I have some stake in this virtual company. Wait, I can get rewards and paid for just participating. That's kind of our excitement in seeing that these very traditional, rigid clients can now see that opportunity of engaging a little bit different than before. So that's kind of the short story on how we got here.